Okay, you guys. So I part one. This is gonna be part one. So part two, I did via live stream on YouTube. So I'm recording this from my device because YouTube did not save my first live stream that they interrupted, and you know how they do. You know how they get down. So I'm gonna have to redo part one. So these were the four cards that I pulled originally. So I thought that they were gonna process that live, and they did not. So here I am doing this, trying to remember everything that I said in that live, and I'm frustrated, but I'm not going to be too frustrated because I'm like, okay, that was something somebody needed to hear, and you know how they do. Oh well, I'm just going to have to just take it as it is. So the two cards I had pulled, denial was the first card, oblivious, rejection, fear, and self-worth. So the energy that I was picking up on that were hidden in this connection is that one of you, you or your person, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. One of you is kind of in denial about this connection, and you're not really seeing the signs because of self-rejection. Maybe a fear of being rejected or fear of being abandoned by the other person. And I feel like it's caused someone to move in a connection, a third party connection or a karmic connection, because it was more easier, and this could have caused the other person hurt. So it was easier to side with a third party connection or go back to an ex that was not good for you, or your person did this, because being in this connection is kind of like, what do you see in me? Why would you love me? Or why would you want to be with me? Or why would you be interested in me? For some of you, it's like, why are you even interested in me? Or how could you unconditionally love me? Because this individual, or maybe this was something you dealt with, feeling like you are not worthy of this connection, or your person feels they were not worthy because of past energies, connections, upbringing that told you that you were not good enough, that you could only be loved if you appeased people, if you pretended to be someone that you were not, or as long as you kept your grades up, or as long as you were paying a person's bills, or as long as you were giving somebody, your body constantly, then you were in their good graces. But anytime you went against that, they stopped caring for you. So someone here is used to they're used to conditional loving connections. So with divine connections, unconditional love is the key. You have to be in a place within yourself to be receptive to not only just give love, but also to receive love from others. And whoever is dealing with this energy of being in denial, or maybe some of you are in denial that your person struggles with self-worth, and that they do have fears of being rejected, and that they may have pushed you away um, as a result of pain in the past, of low self-esteem, and not feeling like they could be loved unless they were putting on a performance for people, or appeasing other people, or basically not honoring themselves for the sake of people that say that they love them or cared about them. In actuality, they showed that they were not truly in care of them, right? So this person ran, or you ran, because with the divine connection, you do have to be open-hearted. And what it naturally does, because it's a connection of the soul, it's a connection of the spirit, that when you naturally come in contact with your soul tribe, or your partner, your divine one, they activate you on a whole different level that a superficial connection cannot. You can't fake the funk. And it's also an energy where you feel exposed, because they are your mirror, right? They see you and you see them. So there's no hiding from each other. When you also meet people that are a part of your soul tribe, your soul sisters and your soul brothers, they also see you because they are you as well, or they've gone through the same things that you've been through, and vice versa. So you guys can see each other. So it's like you feel exposed. You feel like you can't hide, especially if you grew up in false family dynamics where there wasn't a lot of tapping into the soul and really getting to know a person, who they were, beyond what you want your child to be or what you think your kids should be doing. You don't get to know the root of who they are. And that's why some kids feel comfortable telling their friends stuff rather than telling their parents certain things. Like that family unit, that connectedness is missing and lacking in some family units where people don't feel comfortable telling each other everything. But in your soul tribe, there is no hiding, because it's an energy of unity and togetherness and helping and lifting each other up, not judging a person for whatever they're struggling with or whatever their fears are, or we're all a unit, we're all a village. So with a divine connection, when you come in contact with your person, like I said, they'll activate you and you'll feel exposed, you'll feel vulnerable. And then you start to question yourself, well, now they can see all of my flaws. And now that they see that, they're not going to love me back, or they're not going to like me. They're not going to see me as desirable anymore because of this. And they're comparing their experiences with people that did not truly love them unconditionally, did not have the capacity to love unconditionally. They're taking that experience and trying to apply it into this connection, which is of a spiritual connection, which is of a soul union connection. So that feeling of shame and rejection and all of that is coming up, and this person may be in denial about the truth about this connection, or they can't see the fact that you truly love them, that you'll fully accept them for who they are, because they're not used to that. Or this is something maybe that you have dealt with. Maybe this is helping you to understand certain actions. But maybe you, because I feel like sometimes the dynamic shift where one person is more open to the connection at certain points and then the other person's closed off to it versus the other, right? So there could be times where you've also ran from this connection and closed it off. Maybe you felt like this person was unworthy of you, and you weren't being in a place of compassion with your person because you felt like, oh, this person, they're not doing this or not doing that. But I feel this person honestly was not ready to face themselves because it was too painful. Like when you're exposed, when your soul is exposed, when your fears are exposed, it's very easy to want to back away from it and not want to. And because this connection, it might have been too heavy, too much for them. And sometimes even for those people that are not your divine counterparts, I recognize that some people can't always take my energy as well. I had somebody tell me before that the reason why he ran from me, why he was playing games and stuff, and he basically trying to push me away. He later on told me the reason why he did it was because he didn't feel good enough for me. He didn't understand why I wanted to even be with him, why I even liked him. So sometimes your energy might be, and it might not be anything that you're doing. You don't have to project yourself to be, oh, I'm so great and I'm all of this and I'm such a grand person and all of that. For someone to feel intimidated or to feel unworthy, you can expose people just by being in their presence, just being in their energy. And there's times where I've also felt like I wasn't worthy of being in people's presence. I also felt like, why would these people want to, be my friend? Or why would this person be attracted to me or be interested in me? Like, I would have those moments as well, too. And it was exposing my own self-esteem and lack of self-esteem, and the fears of rejection was coming up. So I would find excuses to push people away. Try to find fault in something so that I could have an excuse not to be in it. So I feel like Spirit is bringing this up so that someone can fully tap in and pay attention to certain behaviors or something that needs to be released and let go of. Because I feel like someone acted carelessly in this connection and ran towards a third-party connection, or ran towards someone else, period, or ran back to someone else, and this really hurt the other person really badly. Hurt someone deeply and maybe made someone feel inadequate within themselves due to felt like someone was chosen over the other, and that hurt the person that felt like they were not chosen. That feeling of abandonment and rejection came up. Self-esteem issues may have been highlighted. Okay, so this is the message that got cut off and YouTube did not re-upload because they didn't want me to say this for some reason. I don't know why. Some of this was a little different than what I picked up in the reading. It was a little more extended, added on to it. Obviously, it's not going to be the exact message that I said, but this was the gist of what I was getting, and a little more was added on to it. So hopefully, this is what Spirit truly wanted to get out, because things that work against you can actually be working in your favor, actually. So I hope that this resonated. Watch part 2. Much love as always, and take care. Be blessed. Peace.